Bethenny Frankel, the former Real Housewives of New York City star and successful businesswoman, has finally unveiled the deeper, more personal reasons behind her decision to leave the Northeast and relocate to sunny Florida. Though initially explaining her move as being for personal and professional reasons, Frankel has now admitted that it was the creeping weight of loneliness that ultimately pushed her to make the life-changing decision. During a candid TikTok chat this past Sunday, Frankel opened up to her fans in a way that felt raw and refreshingly honest. She shared that her battle with loneliness had been quietly intensifying ever since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, a time when the world collectively experienced isolation. But for Frankel, it unlocked something much more profound. "I'm an introvert at heart. I'm actually a pretty insular person, and I don't think people really knew that about me," Frankel confessed. The early months of the pandemic allowed her to fully retreat into that side of herself, something she hadn't been able to do during her years in the spotlight. For a while, this solitude felt comforting, even refreshing. However, as time passed, that isolation transformed into a lingering sadness. Living in the Connecticut suburbs, far from the hustle and bustle of city life, Frankel found herself slipping into a monotonous routine. She described days blending into one another, spent inside her home without any real connection to the outside world. "I never did anything. I was home for days without leaving the house. The only time I would have fun would be when I would go out of town," she explained. Her relationship with New York City, once a cornerstone of her personal and professional identity, had shifted dramatically. What used to be a vibrant and dynamic connection had become, in her words, a transactional one. Visiting Manhattan no longer filled her with excitement or inspiration. It felt more like a series of business errands rather than engaging with the city she once loved. Frankel also shared how her teenage daughter had encouraged the idea of moving. "She begged me to go," Frankel said, emphasizing how important it was to consider her daughter's feelings in the decision-making process. But ultimately, the need to reconnect with herself and overcome the overwhelming sense of loneliness took precedence. The move to Florida, specifically Miami, represented a fresh start. Unlike the quiet solitude of Connecticut or the overwhelming energy of Manhattan, Florida offered a balanced lifestyle. Frankel spoke about the simple joy of being able to step outside and walk on the beach, of being among other people, of merely existing within a community. "When I'm in Florida, I walk outside and go to take a walk on the beach, existing like with other human life," she said, highlighting how these small, everyday moments are now deeply meaningful to her. Another significant factor in her choice was the social circle she has in Florida. Unlike in Connecticut, where she often felt isolated, Miami is home to many of her friends and acquaintances. This existing network offers her the opportunity to rekindle old relationships and forge new ones, all while living in a city known for its vibrant lifestyle and year-round warmth. Frankel believes that this change of environment will have a rejuvenating effect on her overall well-being. "Being around people again, being part of a community, it's going to reinvigorate me," she expressed with optimism. She's looking forward to engaging more in outdoor activities, embracing the beach lifestyle, and reconnecting with a side of herself that had been suppressed for far too long. For Bethenny, the move symbolizes much more than a simple change of address. It's about healing, rediscovery, and prioritizing mental health after years of quietly struggling with feelings of disconnection and unhappiness. After building a successful career and managing numerous ventures, this shift represents her choosing to focus on personal happiness and a more fulfilling day-to-day life. As she settles into her new home in Florida, Frankel seems poised to embrace this next chapter with an open heart. With the support of her daughter, her friends, and the lively Miami environment, she hopes to find a renewed sense of purpose and joy. For fans who have followed her journey from reality television fame to business mogul, this new move is a reminder that even the most successful and seemingly outgoing people can struggle with loneliness. Frankel's transparency offers a powerful message about the importance of community, self-awareness, and taking bold steps to prioritize one's mental and emotional health.